There have been reports of cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. Please avoid the sewers.
Welcome back to SlashBack Cinema, where two Gen X dads dig through the strange, ridiculous, and unforgettable horror of the 70s and 80s. I'm Shawnee.
And I'm Ryan. This week we're heading underground, where toxic waste, government meetings, and glowing-eyed monsters all somehow coexist.
That's right, we're talking about 1984's C.H.U.D, a monster movie with surprisingly strong opinions about urban planning and waste management.
So grab your quarters and try not to fall through a manhole. This is C.H.U.D.
And stay tuned to the end where we wade into some sewer-themed trivia.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
It's crazy that this movie came out in 1984 because 1984 was such a huge year for movies. Beverly Hills Cop came out, Ghostbusters came out, Temple of Doom came out, Karate Kid, I think. Just the stunning number of like great movies that came out in 84 was really something.
To be clear, you're putting C.H.U.D in that same category of great movies from 84.
Here's the thing. I feel like, with C.H.U.D, with its, what was it, $1 million budget, it definitely
1.2.
stands out as its aspirations were greater than its ability to produce. I feel like it had vision that you couldn't really pull off on its little budget.
I was trying to figure out what year C.H.U.D hit the video store shelves. I clearly didn't see it in the theater, but apparently it released on Betamax, which who doesn't love Betamax? But I always saw it in the video store, and I loved the artwork. It captured my attention. It kind of freaked me out, like just the cover.
Mm-hmm.
But I never saw this film ever. So this was the first watching. So I'm happy we checked this off the list. But had you ever seen it?
I never saw it. I never knew anything about it. I didn't know what C.H.U.D stood for. And speaking of which, I'm not sure the movie knows what C.H.U.D stands for.
Let's do a summary, and then we can jump in. There's lots to talk about with this fine piece of cinema.
Yeah. All right. So Ryan, tell us, what is C.H.U.D about exactly?
It's set in New York City, and basically there's a series of mysterious disappearances, and it starts plaguing the homeless population. So a photographer, a police captain, and the soup kitchen worker, the Reverend, starts to uncover the horrifying truth of what's really going on beneath the streets. And deep in the sewers, there's been a secret government program, as often happens in these movies, and it's mutated the city's homeless population into these cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers, C.H.U.Ds. And now they're hunting anybody above or below ground.
I feel like in the last 30 minutes of the movie, you get a reveal that that's not what C.H.U.D stands for. I was trying to understand the scenario in which the government has the acronym C.H.U.D, and they're like, we should tell them it's cannibal humanoid underground dwellers so that they don't know what it actually is, which is, did you write down what the other definition is?
Oh, God. I have a theory as to why, there's that kind of question mark around the double name is script rewrites.
Oh, okay. So
I don't know.
The secondary meaning is contamination hazard urban disposal.
Yes.
And the movie makes out like the government is hiding the fact that they're releasing radioactive waste into the sewers. And so the actual term was contamination hazard urban disposal, but they cover that up with so that people don't panic. Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. That was the government plan to cover up their secret plan to hide a radioactive waste.
It doesn't get much more 80s than that in terms of a cover up.
I like how I'm demanding that you explain. Can you explain what the government was thinking when they came up with these names? And so that makes me wonder if this movie would be ripe for a remake because they've got the name C.H.U.D. It seems to be lodged into people's heads, these underground dwellers. It's like a promising idea, and then you see them and it's less promising. But we'll get to Stabby Scores later.
Well, apparently it's on Rob Zombie's list for a remake, so I would Rob, if you're listening, go for it. And they did make a sequel, C.H.U.D 2, Bud the C.H.U.D, which I don't know if you watched any of that.
No, I did not.
But it's not the same movie.
All right, so I've got two questions for you.
Yep.
I'm looking at the poster for C.H.U.D.
Yes, which is fantastic.
Did you want to talk at all in the podcast about what you think of the poster? It's like the cityscape of New York is in the background, and then there's something crawling out of a sewer. And then it's got the tagline, "They're not staying down there anymore." For some reason, "there" is in italics. They're not staying down there anymore. I don't quite understand that. But you think you would italicize anymore. They're not staying down there anymore. But anyway, what do I know? So tell me, what do you think about this design?
It's fantastic. I love it.
Big fan?
Big fan. I mean, I did hear in the commentary that they were saying that originally the intent was that it would be these more zombie mutants, but they went full on sci-fi with these monsters, which I think is why it captured my attention as a kid. But yeah, so cool. Like creepy monster coming out of the sewer grate, New York City, with you got the purple pink sky, similar to SlashBack's thematic here.
Oh. That's a very 80s color scheme, the purple and red. All right, so while you like the poster design, the text on the poster, I have a lot of questions about. I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
A recent article in a New York newspaper reported that there were large colonies of people living under the city, ... The paper was incorrect. What is living under the city is not human. C.H.U.D is under the city. I feel like, boy, that could have used an edit or two.
I think right here is an example of what this movie could have benefited from as well. An editor.
Yes.
Less boardroom, more C.H.U.D.
Yeah, that should be the name of this episode, is Less Boardroom, More C.H.U.D.
Yeah, I think we should have a new segment here, and we've talked about them needing to get to the action a little bit faster, is
where's the beef?
In the "Where the hell is the monster" segment.
Yes.
C.H.U.D edition. Like,
yes.
I did do a breakdown. I'm like, give me... And again, this is AI giving me a take, so who knows how accurate it is. But it talked about total runtime and then percentage of minutes and time allocated to different buckets of the scene. And it was like, there was like over 10 minutes of boardroom meeting scene and discussion. I was like, am I watching an episode of CSI or Law and Order or something?
It did feel that way. Yeah.
And then all the police station conversations, like throwing another 10, 15 minutes. And I was like, 35 minutes of this movie is just sitting in rooms talking about shit. And like the C.H.U.D only got like 6 or 7 minutes on screen. I'm like, I wanted more C.H.U.D, man.
Yes. If you were to cut the 7 minutes of C.H.U.D in this movie, it's an episode of Hill Street Blues. Like, there's barely anything to this movie. It is really surprising how much chit-chat there is. The first minute of the movie, it starts off pretty promising. Like, before they've run the credits, woman has been eaten by C.H.U.D and her dog. I want to point out that we've discovered that is a distinctly 80s thing, that somewhere in our lifetimes, Hollywood decided you cannot kill dogs, even in horror movies. But in the 80s, that was not the case. And I feel like the problem with that opening scene is it's promising a lot more C.H.U.D action than you're going to get in this movie.
Right.
Do you know any lore about this movie? What'd you find out?
The one thing that caught my attention, there's a scene where it's the photographer, George, is having this interaction with AJ, the Reverend, and he delivers this line verbatim.
It's buck dancer's choice, my friend.
Which is a line and a lyric from Grateful Dead's Sugar Magnolia.
Whoa, good catch.
That Robert Hunter had written the original lyrics to. So, I mean, if you're Deadhead, this would have hit you watching the film. I was like, that is so weird that got embedded into this movie. And you know, I don't know if you were turned into the news, but Bob Weir just passed away. So,
whoa,
you know, remembering Bob on this podcast episode here. But it did make me think about the times that I dragged you to Grateful Dead shows. And I think actually I only ever got you into one, which was we were in DC at RFK. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, I remember.
Show. Yeah.
Do you remember?
I think you bought a ticket in the parking lot because you didn't have a ticket.
Yes.
And you bought one in the parking lot from this dude, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you a good deal or whatever." And he got up there, and it was a counterfeit ticket.
Yes.
But I think he knew it and still let you in. They were like checking out your ticket. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a counterfeit ticket, and also I was seated next to a guy who ate like a handful of mushrooms and totally lost his mind. And then I spent 45 minutes, an hour of the concert talking to this guy to calm him down because he was like hyperventilating.
Yeah, he was not in a good place.
It's amazing that we're friends based on this difference, because there's a scene in the movie where one character says, "This ain't no disco." And I yelled out loud at the TV, "This is L.A.," which, of course, is the opening line from Sheryl Crow's 1993 hit, "All I Want to Do." We are not the same, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, so going back to the lyric, it's a buck dancer's choice, my friend. Like, I've always known the lyric. I've sung along with it. But in that moment, I was like, what the hell does that mean? And apparently it goes back to this style of Appalachian dance. And then for the Grateful Dead, it was a metaphor for freedom, choice, personal expression. So you would like pay the musician a buck for a song or a moment to dance. And so that's what it is, a buck dancer's choice, my friend, which I was like, wow, C.H.U.D has taught me something. It's unlocked meaning that's been hidden from me all these years.
That's pretty good. Nice catch, man. There's basically two things about this movie I liked. And one is I like that they really filmed it in New York. There's points where they're like filming people on the street. And I'm just assuming some of those are just actual people who are just on the street. Yeah, they don't look like they're actors. So that was cool. My favorite actor in this movie is a homeless guy who has a knife that he slams into the table.
Oh, yeah.
And he's talking about the C.H.U.D.
He's quoting Revelations.
Yes, that is my favorite scene and my favorite actor in this movie. That guy is the only one who seems to know what movie he's in. He's so over the top.
Val, I understand you used to live underground. What made you change your mind?
On each side of the throne, there are 4 living creatures filled with eyes in front and behind.
I feel like, unfortunately, he oversells what you actually get in the movie. But, boy, that's one of my favorite scenes, that guy losing it in the movie. I would have liked more of that guy and more scenes like that.
Yeah.
So bravo.
That was a good scene. The commentary talks a little bit about that guy, and they comment on when he jams the knife into the table, it's wobbling like a rubber knife. Well, speaking of scenes, the one that I really enjoyed, because it was just so weird, was the Reverend's gone down into the tunnels. He kind of crawls through this hole in the wall, and then he kind of looks out over, and when they cut to the scene, there's this group of chuds there.
Yes.
Like, it's the first time you see more than one, and they're all standing there, and it looks like they're doing like a Jane Fonda workout routine, like stretching, like little Tai Chi. This movement's good for the chuds. I don't know what's going on.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I actually forwarded the commentary to that scene, and it turned out they were worshiping the nuclear waste.
Oh, well, that makes a lot more sense. But that's some weird worship going on there. But hey, who are we to judge the Chud's rituals?
It makes more sense than a Jane Fonda workout video, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I was like, well, a little calisthenics. They're warming up for some cannibalistic humanoid action.
I like to ask you, because you were a big fan of like drawing monsters and design. I'm curious, like, what you think of the C.H.U.D creature design.
I actually thought it was really cool. I mean, clearly it's like cheesy B movie, like sci-fi, but like I thought it was cool when you see their little claw hands push up out of the sewer. I mean, these are clearly not on the level of The Thing, like in terms of special effects, but I thought they were cool. They had the green glowing eyes, and then like these kind of like distorted, like sort of like demon teeth.
The scene I thought you were going to ask about, I found this super puzzling. Lauren is.
Should we set this one up as this old haunted house segment? Are you about to talk about the shower?
Yes. Okay. All right. It is time for This Old Haunted House. So there's a scene, because I firmly believe that the people who made this movie have no understanding of what plumbing is.
Yes.
Now, I am not a plumber by any stretch of the imagination, But if you have ever snaked a drain or had a toilet stop up, you would understand that what happens in this movie is inexplicable. They have the Lauren, she goes to take a shower. The water seems to like back up, and it's just like soapy water at her feet starting to rise. So she reaches out and grabs a hanger that she just happens to have in the bathroom, so implying that this must happen all the time. And then she sticks the hanger into the drain. And then what happens next, Ryan? How would you describe the next moment of this movie?
Well, this is what I wanted to ask you about, because when this happens in my house, I'm on pipe snake duty. I don't know if you ever use a coat hanger to do this stuff, but like you got to unscrew it and then get in there with a pipe snake. And then you pull out a giant plot of nasty hair that makes you want to like hurl. Like,
Yes.
But in this movie,
and I want to say, by the way, it must be especially insulting to you, who has no hair on your head, that you that all of the hair that you're pulling out of the drain is definitely other people's hair.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah,
for Lauren,
she goes to do that, and then I can't even explain why this would happen, but blood starts shooting out of the drain and just like sprays all over her and all over the inside of the shower. What the hell would the C.H.U.D have been doing to cause blood to shoot up the drain like that? Why does that even make any sense?
No, it doesn't. There's no explanation. Maybe the C.H.U.D had stuffed some bodies into the plumbing, but like that seems like a lot of work. Like I think they were just like, here's the idea. And they were like, it makes no sense. And they're like, we're shooting it.
I didn't find it very horrifying because I found it so puzzling.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just more like, well, she's using a coat hanger to fix this problem. And
yeah.
Then you're like,
also,
okay.
Yeah. And yeah, a coat hanger is totally the wrong kind of tool for that. You'd need something that's plastic or rubbery, because those, especially in old houses, those pipes do not go in any kind of natural direction that you would need them to go in. You know what I started using that's really helpful, since we're on this old haunted house, is a wet dry vac. I put it over the drain, and then I find that has actually sucked out some of the hair or whatever blockage I have in my drain that I can't get with the snake. So there's a tip for people. Huh?
Link below for the shop vac that Sean is using, because mine would not do that. I would like, and then it'd be like...
Oh, my shop vac would pull your skin off. It's really intense. All right.
Professional old house tips. SlashBack Cinema.
Play the closeout song. This has been This Old Haunted House. So we have our new Stabby system, which is out of 4. 4 is the best you can do, and 1 is the worst. 1 means don't bother watch it, and I am giving C.H.U.D a 1.
Wow.
We may lose listeners after this, because I don't think this movie is worth watching even a single time. Sometimes I'll give a 2 or 3 to a movie if there's a couple of scenes that are strung together that together are really fun. But in this movie, even the scenes I liked, like blood shooting out of a pipe in a shower, I was just confused by. It wasn't scary. It wasn't funny. It was just odd. I found like there were too many scenes like that. There were too many scenes of just government officials sitting around chit-chatting. I think I just expected more of C.H.U.D. And 2 things sold me on it. That opening scene where a woman and her dog get pulled into the sewer grates. That's exciting. Or get pulled into the manhole cover. And then the scene of the crazy guy with the knife, like talking about the C.H.U.D. He way oversells how exciting this movie's going to be. And my enthusiasm for what was going to ultimately happen was built up too high. And then I was super disappointed. So I'm a 1 stabby man. How about you?
Wow. Yeah. You might be pissing some people off with that 1-star C.H.U.D rating. My take on this was that C.H.U.D in my heart is a 3 stabby movie.
What?
Like, I'm saying it wants to be a 3 because you got this iconic concept, a great name, you got memorable monster designs. I love the soundtrack, but I'm gonna have to claw back some of those stabs because there's too much boardroom, too much chit chat, not enough C.H.U.D, frankly. I'm actually gonna bring this one a 2.5 because it's got enough 80s grounding. I think it's iconic for a lot of. It's got a great cast. We didn't even talk about the cast. You got the Home Alone guys. You got John Goodman, like one of his first roles in film. But it is it's a little uneven and it's long in the tooth in certain parts. So Final rating for me is 2.5 stabbies.
But then you're right. There's a lot of talent in this movie. They're not given a script worthy of the talent of the people in this film. But 2.5, that might be like one of the furthest we've ever been on a movie.
The things that sold me were like the name, the creature, the music, like the whole vibe. But like the movie doesn't live up to it. But it does. It has not gone away. It shows up in The Simpsons or it gets mentioned, Futurama, a bunch of other TV shows. It's hard to call it an icon, but like people remember this film. And is it a great movie? No, but it's kind of fun.
I would love listeners to weigh in and tell us where they are on C.H.U.D. So, Ryan, I got a quick question for you.
What's up, Shawnee?
My question is,
shall we play a game?
Oh, yes, indeed. What do we got today on the docket?
all right, Ryan, I'm going to tell you the theme of our trivia game today after I ask you the first question.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I like the mystery reveal.
Ryan,
Okay.
question number 1. There's going to be 4 questions, by the way. Where do the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live? And you've got 3 options. Do they live in a penthouse in the Statue of Liberty? Do they live in the basement of a Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs in Coney Island? Or do they live down in the sewer systems of New York City? Where do the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live, Ryan?
Yeah. I appreciate you throwing me a softball here. As you know, I was a fan of the comic book before it became this popular culture item with all the movies and films. They were living in the sewer, man.
The sewers of New York City, yes. And so all of my questions today are going to be about the more famous sewer dwellers, which, by the way, this is going to blow your mind, also came out in 1984, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wow.
84 was a big year for sewers.
I have a clarifying question for you. So the question you just asked me, is that one of my 4 questions, or did that count?
Oh, so that was one of your 4 questions. So you got one right.
So I got one right.
Tell us about your relationship to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ryan. Were you buying the comic from the beginning? Because if you have a first edition of TNMT number 1, I have really good news for you. You can retire from this podcast, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I should dig through my boxes, but I've got some early issues. I don't have a number 1. I think I've got a number 1 like reprint, but I was a little late to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game in terms of buying the comics. What were their names? It was Kevin and...
Are you talking about the creators of TNMT?
Yeah, was it Kevin Eastman?
Yes, and Peter Laird. You got number 1 right. They lived in the sewers of New York City. Question number 2, Ryan. What is the name of the criminal street gang against which the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles battled the most often? Here are your 4 choices. Was it the Spaghetti Squids? Was it the Foot Clan? Was it the Alligator Brothers? Or was it the Sky Talon Flock? Of those 4, what was the name of the criminal street gang that the TNMT battled most frequently?
Oh, damn it. One more
time.
time.
The names again?
Yeah.
Your choices are the Spaghetti Squids, the Foot Clan, the Alligator Brothers, or the Sky Talon Flock.
It's either Foot Brothers or Sky Talon. I'm going Foot Brothers.
It was Foot Clan, yes. It was Foot Clan, and you are correct, sir. That's 2 for you.
I couldn't remember if that's where Splinter came from. Was that his original?
Oh, we'll come back to that.
Okay. All right.
All right. So, did you watch the cartoon TNMT?
At that point, I was probably like out of that scene. So I've seen it, but I didn't watch it on any regular basis.
So here's question number 3. In the original comic, remember the friend April O'Neil? April was a computer programmer. But in the cartoon, they changed April's job to what? Was she a TV news reporter? Was she a college professor? Or was she a private investigator? What job did April O'Neil have in the cartoon? She was a computer programmer in the original comic, but was she a reporter, a professor, or a private investigator in the cartoon?
I thought she was a reporter, but I'm gonna go with that.
Reporter is correct.
Oh, thank God.
You are 3 out of 4.
Ah, fuego.
What's the name of the martial arts master who trains the turtles? Is it Kane? Is it Branch? Is it Pine? Or is it Splinter?
Well, if I got this one wrong, you should just reach for the screen and slap me with a stick. Because the correct answer is Splinter.
4 out of 4 for you, sir.
Yes.
Good for you with your
thank
TNMT knowledge.
Thank you. I will mention that locally, we've got like only one snowboard shop in this area. And the name of that snowboard shop is Splinters, and it features the rat as their logo. So I'm curious how he's never been sued by either of those guys. Maybe they're snowboarding fans, but yeah, it is Splinters Board Shop. Yeah.
That wraps up another trip down memory lane. Hopefully you enjoyed revisiting C.H.U.D as much as we did, or maybe more than one of us did.
Got a good clarifying point there, Shawnee. If you're enjoying SlashBack Cinema, subscribe to the show and rate us and review us on Apple and Spotify. And please do leave a comment. It really does help new listeners find us, and it really helps us grow our audience. If you'd like to support us directly, you can donate at the link below in our show notes. And a huge thank you to all our current supporters.
And we want to hear from you. If you've got a favorite memory from the 70s or 80s, or a classic movie you'd like us to dissect, drop us a line at slashbackcinema.com, because your suggestions keep the conversation alive.